Hello, I'm Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity and creator of Bogash Life in Balance, as well as the author of Migraines and Epilepsy, How to Find Relief, Live Well, and Protect Your Brain. And that means that I've got a pretty good background in how to protect the brain from a lot of things that damage it, including seizures. And one of the compounds, or let's back up a little bit, we know that one of the main causes of seizures has to do with generating energy and mitochondria and oxidative stress. This combination of damage to the ability of brain cells to generate the energy that they need to function properly. So anything that protects this process is going to be good for the brain, whether we're talking about migraines or seizures or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or Lou Gehrig's disease or MS. Anything that protects the brain and the ability of the brain to produce energy is going to be good for the brain. One thing that's pretty high on this list is bioflavonoids in general, all these protective compounds that we find in fruits and vegetables and spices, but one really rises to the top as being protective for the brain, and that's something called quercetin. Now, quercetin is very high in things like capers, which I happen to love to throw on salads, or if we make a relish for hamburgers or hot dog buns. Onions, berries, tea. Not yet another big reason why I'm a fan of tea is because of the protective compounds in it. But quercetin has some pretty good data behind it for animal studies in protecting against seizures. So it would make sense that this is something that could be on the tool set of natural compounds that are shown to help with seizures. The nice thing about quercetin is it generally doesn't interfere with AEDs, so anti-epileptic drugs and how they're broken down. So it doesn't affect those pathways, which is nice. You can protect the brain without creating any potential problems. We've seen in studies it probably helps not only from an antioxidant standpoint, but also from calming down the glial cells in the brain. So that's the cells deep in our brain, the inflammation cells in our brain. If we have more inflammation, we're going to have more problems. So quercetin probably calms down the inflammation in the glial cells, which again is a good thing, on top of protecting the ability of your brain cells to generate energy. So it probably helps in multiple ways. Quercetin also helps zinc get used by the cell. Zinc is very good for a lot of our enzyme systems. There's a lot of reasons why quercetin, especially from a dietary standpoint, so eating foods that are high in quercetin, is going to be good for the brain. This study is a nice kind of review and wraps it all up about how quercetin should be an important aspect of healing the brain, because up to 1/3 of people who take medications they're not controlled by the medication. Their seizures aren't controlled by the medication, and that just becomes this downward spiral of loss of quality of life and relationships and ability to function in society. So anything that can help with that is always welcome. As always, I will post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs this information, and subscribe to the channel.